Throughout the years, I've reduced the amount of makeup brushes I use drastically. And that's due to the way I do makeup. My makeup's becoming more and more natural, which in intensity doesn't show. I do intense makeup, but I still believe that even though the makeup looks intense, it still looks natural, meaning that it exposes one's features instead of hides them. Elaborating on that idea, if you're artistic and you do creative makeup with sharp lines, you would need more brushes, especially because the line between beauty makeup and body painting is becoming smaller and smaller. I see pretty much body painting being makeup nowadays, with all the drag makeup techniques and so on. Therefore, if you want to express yourself really artistically, you would need more brushes. But otherwise, you need just 5. You actually need 5 brushes that will make a whole difference. The first one is a flat brush that you use to apply an eyeshadow, so tap it over. You'll see how I do makeup. You'll see my makeup techniques in the tutorials then later. Therefore, I'll just explain how the brushes look in this video, and then talk about the techniques in other videos. So you have a flat brush that goes into a point like this, so the hairs are pointed at the end. And that is awesome because you can flick an eyeshadow into a point. And if you flick it like this and pull the brush up or out, it makes the line disappear. And you can blend like this as well. So you would put it horizontally, or how you would say, and then vertically you blend the eyeshadow up. Which means that you need to think about how you use the brush. The brush obviously has different sides, and depending on the side of the brush, you use that makeup technique. Moving forward, I have this fluffy round brush, which is good to make the crease, to blend things, and it's awesome to do, for example, how do you call them? Break crease makeup. I don't call it like this, I call it deep set eyes makeup. But also, if you have prominent eyes, you blend it like this. And as I said, you can use it like this. So you push it, and because it's curved at the top, you would squeeze the hairs down and get a thicker blending area. Whereas if you lean it like this, you can blend it towards the outer corner of the eye and make just a thin line. Once again, you need to think about which part of the brush you're using. You can be using it squeezed and it will make a big trace. You can put a small amount of pressure and it will make just a thin line. So look at your brushes and see how they're made and what parts of them you can use for what. Then you have actually an eye brush which I use for the lips, and this is very important because the way the hairs are pointed the same as this one, but slightly rounder on top. That's why I call this brush a cat's tongue as well. This makes the application of a lipstick nicer, more even, doesn't leave traces on each part of the brush, which happens if you're using a lip brush. You see a line here and then a line there, because in the middle it's hard and it doesn't apply enough lipstick. That's why for the lips I'm actually using an eye brush, and it's pointed like this on top, so that it's more accurate when you're making the Cupid's bow. If you're using an eyeliner, I suggest you just go into an art store and buy a pointed brush, because these stay together nicely and they're very cheap. This kind of a brush, if you buy it as a makeup brush, will be 10 euros if you want to buy a good one, whereas in an art store you get a good one for 2 euros. And I also don't have that one that is curved, because the way I place my hand when applying makeup, that doesn't matter, but I see a lot of people using that. So the combination of brushes you use, types of brushes you use, completely depend on your makeup technique, which means that if you'll be using my makeup techniques, you can use these kind of brushes, whereas if you're used to something else, find your own brushes. Whereas I think with these you can achieve whichever look. They're very versatile also, depending on techniques that you can use so many makeup techniques, and these brushes will work. Last brush is actually a powder brush, which I use to go over foundation sometimes to make it airbrushed. So when you apply the foundation over and it slightly goes in increases, and you want to make a nice even layer over and dry it in a way so that you don't put powder over, I use this brush just going all over. This one's also awesome for the contours. So here, and then for the contours here, I use it like this. So I just squeeze it and that's it. Because for contours, especially cheeks and blush, you would need different shapes of brushes in order to make a thin line, a perfect line for your face. That's why I make the shape of a brush with my hand. For example, if I want a very thin one, I'll squeeze it at the top, and if I want a thicker line, I'll squeeze it here close to the roots, because it will be thicker here. These were my 5 essential brushes, and one thing I don't like that much is that it's really hard to get good fake hair brushes, and that is because the hairs in the end, if they're animal hair or natural like your hair, they're in a point. So the tip of the hair is like a needle, whereas if you have fake hair, they will usually be cut. That's why I'm trying to buy brushes that are cruelty-free, because they're just picked hairs of the animals. Because for now, I haven't actually found a fake brush that would have such hairs. Maybe no one discovered the technology yet, or I'm just not aware of it, that would make hairs like this. And why this is so important that the hairs are pointed at the top is because the brushes are way softer, and when you blend, you don't cause micro exfoliation, which on eyes is most of the time happen when you overblend, and it causes makeup to flake in a way, and you won't be able to apply makeup over anymore. Might happen to you as well. This happens quite quick with hairs that are cut on top, because the brush is not, let's say, soft enough. This is the main difference actually. This is how you will avoid those patchy looking eyes, and also with these you can achieve way softer makeup look.